So you have a little bit of separation, so once you are ready to drink it, just do a little dunk here. You could even serve it with the straw through there. Yes! Heyo. Move this light back a little bit now that I don't have to worry so much about my other camera that made the system explode. I don't know how y'all do it. I've seen people with these cooking streams, they got 3-4 cameras. They must have a PC sitting in their kitchen because it almost made this laptop explode. So I guess we're going back to the phone. There's our Americano. I do have recipes here. They were gonna kind of just sit under the camera, but again, that's not working. So, Americano, pretty easy to remember. It is 1.5 Campari, 1.5 sweet vermouth, and that's it. Top it with soda, plenty of crushed ice, a little orange twist. Oh, heavenly. So, next up, let's do Aperol Spritz. Summer's coming up, and these are fantastic cocktails to have in your back pocket. Impress your friends, get your enemies so drunk that they can't defend themselves, whatever you're into. We've got Aperol. We've got Prosecco for this drink, and we've got soda. We are going to need to move these so that you can see me, or see this. You're gonna wanna do it in a fairly large glass. I think a wine glass is best. A red wine glass with a big fishbowl glass if you have one at home. And essentially we're gonna build right in here. We are going to go, I believe you go Prosecco first. If Little Chef was here, she knows better than me. She's a very talented bartender. She's that cocktail bartender that you see in the well at a busy restaurant, and she looks like an octopus. She has so many things going on, like she has 8 arms and is able to somehow make 20 drinks at the same time. I cannot do that. I could do that in the back of the house, in the kitchen, and cook you up 20 different steaks 20 different ways. But for this stuff, I know how to do it, but I haven't spent as much time professionally doing it as she has. So, all that to say, I believe you go Prosecco first so that the soda doesn't foam up on you. So, it's 3 ounces of Prosecco. So that's our 2 side. This is our 1 side. Also, if you have any questions and you're hanging out in the chat, hit me up. I got answers. You want to know my zodiac sign? I'm a Capri Sun. 2 Aperol. Dump that on in. And 1 soda. So once you got that in there, boy, I'm messy with this stuff. I'll tell you what, I'm gonna get fired. She gets home. Excuse me. Now, we need this for our garnish. We're gonna top this bad boy with some ice. So this is a really easy drink to remember, 3, 2, 1, and that's in ounces. So 3 Prosecco, 2 Aperol, 1 soda water. And as easy as that is to remember, I usually have to ask Lindsay how to make it almost every time. Let's see, grab ourselves a little knifey, and I'll show you the sort of garnish that you'd usually do with this, the traditional garnish. I mean, I think some Americans might find this one weird, but just think of it as salty sweet. So, Castelvetrano olive, nice slice of orange, boom, and boom. That's it. And that's your Aperol Spritz. This is everyone's favorite at brunch, at lunch, hot summer day, beautiful drink. Me personally, I like a touch more soda in mine, but that is the traditional build. You want to get yourself a nice, for Prosecco, I would say try to find, if you're talking to someone at a wine store, ask them for a drier Prosecco. Prosecco tends to be a little sweet, or sweeter than most sparkling wines. If you don't have someone there who may know what they're talking about, or if they say they don't have a drier Prosecco, just get something that's DOCG, which means it's gonna follow the rules and regulations to get the printed DOCG label, which just kind of means that they're not cutting as many corners. There's a whole thing to it. I'm not gonna bore you with it, but it's an easy way to know, you know, it's like buying different steaks at the grocery store if you buy Choice or Prime or Select. All of those have different rules that they have to follow. So DOCG for Prosecco, you're not gonna go wrong. And is my chat updating, or are you guys just real quiet? I think everyone's just quiet. It's fine. Let's see. Now we got 2 spritzers here. I got no one to share them with, so I guess I'll just drink them myself. Next, we are going to make, let's see, what's the next one we want to make? Let's make a, I think it's pronounced Pirlo, or we'll go with that, Pirlo. This is essentially a riff on the Aperol Spritz. So the only difference here is instead of Aperol, we're gonna use Campari, which, like I said, for all of these drinks, you know, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, there's about 5 drinks that I have, and that's not even, there is probably more that you can make with these elements. I just wanted to do a show to sort of highlight that you don't need a full bar to make different variations of cocktails. And this can be sort of a fun thing to do at home on a Friday or Saturday, if you're gonna cook at home or you have people over. All these little riffs is just substituting one thing that's similar for another, and you get different flavor profile. Campari is going to be a bit more bitter than Aperol. Aperol is has a brighter sort of orange flavor. It's a little sweeter. less bitter. So this one, we're gonna do the same way. We're gonna do 3 Prosecco. So I had to do the hat today because I don't have little Chef Lindsay with me. She is, she's at band practice tonight. For the cover band that she performs with. And they are all people who work a 9 to 5, so Friday night was their only time that they could do it. And I said, you know what, I can do the streams myself. But now, you know, I feel a little naked up here, so that's why I have the hat. I wish I had a rabbit or something under it. That'd be kind of cool. I feel like I have no one here to banter with. Maybe I should get Mojo over here. He's not much for banter, just for barking though. So, again, this is gonna be 3, 2, 1, but this time 3 Prosecco, 2 Campari, 1 soda. Here we go. I see we have a new viewer. Welcome. I should probably bring up, oh, okay, that'll tell me. See, I tried widgets and stuff today too. We're pretty new to this. I was trying to make this whole thing happen, and I don't know if it was all the widgets and the overlay and stuff that I added, or if it was trying to add one more camera and then format the phone through the computer, whatever it was. But when we first got started, it was dropping 99% of frames, which is a substantial amount. So, you know, it's a learning process. We'll get there. And you can see the color difference as well. The Aperol Spritz and the Pirlo, or Pirlo, I think is how you say it, maybe. Don't quote me on it. And I don't actually know the garnish on this one, so I'm gonna say it's the same. Why not? Another orange slice. Another... That'll do. Olive. Salty sweet. Bam! There it is. In all its glory. It's good! This one is certainly more herbal and bitter. So, if you're like me, bitter, you'll love it. If you're a little sweeter, maybe that Aperol Spritz is for you. But, you know, I'm more of a black coffee kind of guy, so I prefer the one with Campari. But now another one, I would say I've never tried this. Maybe we'll do it at the end if we have time, but I suppose you could probably do a split base. And when you hear the phrase split base, it would literally just mean your base of alcohol, which in the Aperol Spritz is Aperol, or in the, you could call it a Campari Spritz, I think it's called a Pirlo. It would be Campari. So you could do half and half as a split base, see how it tastes. You know, sometimes you do stuff like that, it's not the best. And other times you create something great and then you can name it after yourself and put it on the internet, I don't know. It's good. Very herbaceous on that one. Now, onto our stirred drinks. We've got a Negroni, and that is interesting. Okay, so we got a Negroni. I got my 2 stir spoons here. I think, let me check my notes on this. Rocks, glass, ice, orange twist. I feel like I wrote this down wrong because that is a little bit strange. One moment, please. Yes. It is correct. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to say this right, but it's called a Negroni Spagliato. Spagliato? And what was throwing me off is that there's no gin in there. And this was the one that I found that is, I've actually never tried it before, but I thought it was interesting. It actually stands for Messed Up Negroni. And the story behind it is that, oh God, this thing is filthy. The story behind it is that a bartender made this drink and reached for gin, but accidentally grabbed Prosecco. Now, I don't know how that's possible because a Prosecco bottle is very different than a gin bottle. They wouldn't even be in the same place. But, you know, when you're in the weeds, which in the restaurant business is what we call being so busy that you feel like you are in the middle of a field of weeds and the weeds keep growing around you, and as fast as you cut down the weeds, they grow even faster. So I could see how that would happen, you know? Maybe he wasn't thinking, poured gin in another drink, poured Prosecco in the other, and like I was saying before, experimenting with stuff like this is how you get a new drink. Oh, hello. I'll sing you a song. I was correct about the stream if you're listening to this. I don't know if you are. You might be rehearsing and just have the chat on. But our new setup did not work. It actually failed really, really hard. So we'll have to work on that. I think it was having it all through the laptop. It just can't handle it. So, Negroni Spagliato. Let's get it started. Here we go. Really? Already? Oh. Well, let's see if I can plug this in. That light did not last very long, did it? I can do that without it being in the shot. Oh, here we go. Let's do this. Maybe that works. Technical difficulties. There it goes. This shit's hard, y'all. Okay. 1 ounce of Campari. I need like a studio manager, maybe an intern or something, I don't know. 1 Campari. Campari. Sweet vermouth. So, this is 1 Campari and 1 sweet vermouth and 2 ounces of Prosecco, which, if you just switch that around, 1-1-2, but did gin instead of Prosecco, you would have a Negroni. That's a particularly sort of big, strong Negroni. I usually do 1 gin, 3/4 Campari, 3/4 sweet vermouth, depending on how drunk I want to get. But they're just the relative amounts and volume, so you can scale them up and down. All right, the song's a vibe. Now I got a bunch of stupid hats, y'all, so I could do this all day. Maybe I'll wear a different one. I had another hat that I was thinking about wearing, but it made me look like I was gonna like solve a crime. Which the only real crime today was the beginning of this stream, where everything torched. Hey, Tommy, 1957. How you doing? We're making some drinks today. We got a Negroni Spagliato here. So this is roughly translates, I think, to fucked up Negroni, or Negroni mistake, or messed up Negroni. I don't know, I don't speak Italian. If you do, you can tell me. Negroni Spagliato. So, we got our little orange peel. If you want to make this look a little more, I don't know, tight, I guess, professional, you can sort of cut these angles off of it. Get yourself like a diamond shape or something like that. You could even turn this, sort of fold it over. Oh, there we go. My light keeps going out. Our pets' heads are falling off. And then, you know, this isn't really working, but if that had been longer, you could sort of sit that on the side. You can roll these up as garnishes, throw it on top. You can peel an extra long one and then just roll it together so it's like looks like a flower, which I did with this one. So, why does nothing work? I think it's overheating, y'all. Maybe I just need to turn it down. We'll see what happens. And there we are, Spagliato. Let's try it. Oh, Tom and Heidi, how's it going? Making some cocktails here. Lindsay's at band practice, so I'm all on my own. And we're doing a little Italian night. I got a Negroni Spagliato. I got an Aperol Spritz. I got a Campari Spritz. I ate the garnish on that one, so maybe I should put another one on there. We'll do this, that's fine. And you can also do this neat little trickaroo. You just turn your orange. You can sort of get twists, that sort of thing. I'm not great at it. I won't pretend I am. And Americano. So that's... I gotta drink one before it dies, you know? Also with these ones, many people prefer a straw for your spritzers. I don't know about the rocks glass one, but sure, you like straws, go for it. So, that is essentially, honestly, like 4 spritzes. These are drinks you can drink all day, in my opinion, and not get too drunk. So if you're day drinking with friends, these are all excellent ideas to keep yourself on the level. Delny, can I make a mojito? I think I might be able to make a mojito. Welcome to the chat. I can make a mojito. Let me finish my Negroni and we'll see. We got 20 minutes, so I think I can. I've got some mint outside growing and I think I can make that happen for you. So we'll do a Negroni first and then we'll make a dealer's choice mojito, or rather a cold drink mojito for the crowd. So for the actual Negroni, we're gonna need to stir it. This is more of a sipper, if you will. It's gonna be stronger than all the rest of these. So, like I said, today, for this Negroni, I'm gonna make a small one, because I'm the only one here to drink it. So that's gonna be 1 gin, 3/4 Campari, 3/4 Koki. Or rather, any sweet vermouth really will do. So, gin, Koki, Campari. We will do the smaller version. You can also, a very easy way to remember a Negroni, you can do 2, 1, and 1. That's a very common way of doing it. That's a pretty boozy drink. You're working with 4 ounces of alcohol, which if you're just gonna have a couple at the end of the night, that's great. I think most bars are gonna give you a smaller version of that. So most bars I've worked at, it's either 1 or 1.5 of the gin, because serving 4-ounce Negronis to people can get it can get rough fast. So we'll do the smaller one. We're gonna do well, I'll teach you the restaurant way. You want to start with the cheapest ingredient first, which in this case honestly might be the gin. Campari and Koki are not that cheap, but I'd probably say vermouth is probably the cheapest, then Campari, then gin, depending on if you're using really terrible gin or not. I suppose that might be pretty cheap. So we're gonna do 3/4 to the meniscus here, 3/4 of an ounce. If you are following at home, if you are from across the pond, they probably do it in milliliters. I'm not gonna pretend that I can do that math in my head, but I'm betting that the lines are the same on a bar measure called a jigger. So that's our sweet vermouth and our Campari. And looking forward to watching the pizza demo. Hell yeah. We got pizzas coming up after this. I'm gonna make 3 different kinds of pizza. I'm gonna make one that's gonna piss everyone off. I'm gonna make one that's classic and everybody loves. And the third one, I think I might just make Chicago style. I'm gonna be making my own sausage, my own sauce, all of that. I already have the dough made because that's a process, but where was I at here? In 1 gin, so that's 3/4, 3/4, and 1. That goes into our mixing glass. I need to get some, we just bought the Stream Deck. This whole day I was trying to set up the second camera that failed me. But I want to get some stuff on there like, you know, like one of those old bull horns. That'd be fun, or annoying, I don't know, either one. Maybe a little bit of both. So from here, we are going to drop our ice in. For stirred drinks, you wanna, and for shaken really, there is a sort of optimal amount of ice. This ice is getting a little wet, so probably don't have to stir this very long. It's all about that dilution, baby. And I don't know where I put my other, this one work. That light just doesn't want to stay on. I guess I'll leave it off. So, I like to do 2 fingers on the top and the next 2 fingers behind the stir, and a motion thusly. Almost like, I don't know, it's almost like holding a pen, sort of weird. 2 fingers, and then the other 2 go behind, and you follow the back of the spoon around the outside. We're just gonna give this a quick stir because that ice is pretty wet. And go ahead and throw that in here. Now, for a Negroni, you can put this on the rocks if you want. I would always suggest don't use the ice that you stirred or shook with. Use fresh ice. Reason being, this is gonna melt very, very fast and it's gonna water down your drink. But you can also, this would just be a Negroni up. I suppose you could put it in a coupe or a martini glass if you want to feel fancy. I don't think it's really traditional, but to hell with traditions. This guy just doesn't want to charge. And clean this up. Oh, you know what? Maybe I can just also turn on this light. That'd be a smart move. We're gonna do 1 more peel. So if you want to do an extra long peel, kind of see if I can. Also, this light's not on. I'm batting 1,000 today, I'll tell you. If you could see where I'm at, just keep your pinkies tucked. And then you can start going around and then make sure that pressure stays firm. You can just keep going. And follow that. I mean, you can make this thing, I'll make this thing 1/2 mile long. From here, just roll that bad boy up. If you do it like this, you'll get a nice cone that you can stretch out. You can also roll it a little tighter, and eventually you will have sort of this. You flip it over and push it through, and you have a little flower. You can let that kind of pop out a little bit, and there's a little garnish. Kind of excessive for 1 cocktail, I guess. You're doing a cheese plate or something, you want easy garnishes, stuff like this is cool. Or this is good for a couple of drinks, so you can cut it, just twist it. Also, if you just want to, usually you would espresso it, or express it, not an espresso. And then you want to turn it sort of this way, not this way, if that makes sense. And you squeeze, and I don't know if that came out on the camera, but you can, if you have enough light, you can just see the citrus will spray off of it by squeezing it. And that will go over the drink, sort of make it aromatic. Oh, you can put this as a feather in your cap. That's another use. And it's good. All right. Let's see. You know, I forget how to check. There it is. All right, Delny. Or Del NY. I'm not sure. Whichever you prefer. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to make a mojito for you real quick before we're done. I got 10 minutes. Oh God, it's like chopped in here. Let me get rid of this. Oh, for a mojito too, you can make it with gin, and it's called a South Side. Didn't know if you knew that, but now you do. So I'm gonna grab that mint. Sorry for the dead air. Just enjoy the kitchen. Pretend like I'm not here. Make yourselves at home. You wanna grab something from the fridge, I'll be right back.